Have you noticed that in your 40s, your weight has suddenly started to creep up despite you not changing anything at all? You're eating what you normally eat, you're drinking what you normally drink, you're doing the same kind of movements every single week, and your weight is just going up and up. So why does this happen? Today, I'm going to explain why this happens in our 40s and also what we can do about it. Welcome to Shredders Connect. I'm Catherine Kyle, and I have been helping people lose weight for over 15 years. I've helped thousands and thousands of people to lose weight through different diets, meal plans, and weight loss strategies. Despite knowing how to lose weight, my own weight fluctuated up and down through various different reasons. When I got to the age of 40, I started to notice my weight creeping up and up. I was at my ideal weight and up to the point where I thought I'm going to end up putting back on all that weight that I lost. And when I hit about 40-ish pounds, 43 pounds heavier than I wanted to be, I thought enough is enough and I need to do something about it. What was working for me before is not working for me now in my 40s. I did loads of research. I changed loads of things about my lifestyle, my diet, and it finally worked. And I was able to lose that 43 pounds in about 6 months or less. Most of it came off within a few months, and then it's that last few stubborn pounds that takes a while to fall off. And now I'm aged 46, and thankfully, my weight has stayed pretty much static. I'm at my ideal weight, and I've been here for a few years. It's been a little bit up and down. I actually got too light, so I purposefully gained a little bit of weight, and now I'm at my ideal weight, and this is where I seem to be able to stay naturally through implementing these new techniques that I'm going to share with you today. So let's dive into why most diets fail after the age of 40 and what the science actually says about how your body changes. So many women aged 40 or over say to me, I haven't changed anything. I've just kept everything the same, but my weight is going up and up. And why is this? Why should this happen? And there's a few reasons for this. Reason number one, as you get older, your metabolism slows down. Did you know that your metabolism drops by around about 5% every single decade from age 40 onwards? So your metabolism is about 5% slower than it used to be. The main reason why our metabolisms have slowed down is largely due to a loss of muscle mass. Most women have dropped about 5% of their muscle. And that doesn't sound like a lot, does it? But it can make a massive difference. And this is because muscle tissue burns up to 3 times more calories than fat when you're resting, when you're not working out at all, which is most of the day. And unfortunately, us women aged 40 or above were told completely the wrong information when we were in our 20s and 30s. We were told lies about how to be healthy, and it has affected our health. It's affected my health, it's probably affected your health as well. This is what we were told to do. When we used to read the magazines, yes, I am that old that used to read magazines, and you probably did if you're over 40 as well. In the magazines, they would have diet plans. These diet plans usually were around about 1,000 calories or 1,200 calories or less. They would usually be very low calorie diets. They would be very low in protein and very low in nutrients. This makes a massive difference. A lot of these diets were carb heavy. It might have been like cereal for breakfast, a sandwich for lunch, crackers, or pasta for dinner, that kind of thing. This kind of food was considered to be healthy. It was considered healthy to have cereal, and now we know better. Now we know that the healthiest foods out there are lean proteins, fruit and veg. This is what we should be basing our diet around. So not only were we eating the wrong things, we were very nutrient deprived. We were deprived in protein, and protein is what helps build the muscle. For a long time, we've been told by the government, by the authorities, that a very low protein is enough protein, and the research just doesn't support this at all. The research has shown something completely different. The research is showing that women, especially over the age of 40, should be eating at least 100 grams of protein per day, which is more than 2 times what the authorities tell us is the RDA, the recommended daily allowance of protein. We need to eat much more than we're being told to eat. The studies have shown that people who don't have enough muscle mass and they don't eat enough protein are much more likely to have falls, to have injuries, to break bones, to have problems with arthritis and all these kind of problems that we get as we are aging. And this is a lot down to poor nutrition advice that we were given and that we followed. So not only do we not have enough muscle mass as women, but another problem is that we have been told to do the wrong types of exercise. We were told that instead of building muscle mass by doing exactly what men do and lifting weights and doing resistance training, which is perfect for women, exactly what women should be doing, the same as men. Maybe we can't lift as heavy as men, but we should be doing the same types of exercise. But no, we were told something completely different. We were told you have to go to aerobics classes. Women have to stand there and do fake punches and fake kicks and jump around and dance. And yes, all that's fun. It's nice to dance. It's nice to have fun. But if we're not eating enough protein and we're jumping around, we're putting pressure on our joints, which is going to not help our joints when we get older. But it's also not going to help with our weight problems, with our weight gain, because all of that slows down your metabolism. The types of exercise you do slows down your metabolism. If you're doing too extreme cardio, it puts your body into a state of panic when you do too extreme cardio, especially over the age of 40. We should be cutting that out. It's just too much for our bodies. Our bodies have been subjected to too much punishment already. We need to build strong bodies. And that doesn't mean we need to sweat. We don't need to sweat it out. That is a complete myth. You do not need to sweat to do the right type of exercise. You can build a great physique and have extremely good health and not even barely sweat at all. Sweat is not fat crying. Sweat is just your body's way of trying to cool itself down because it's got too hot. We don't need the body to get too hot. We just need to be strong. So getting strong is the best way that you can increase your metabolism. I have massively increased my metabolism. I can eat so much more food than I used to be able to when I was struggling and eating the wrong foods and my weight was going up. But now I've got a lot more muscle mass because I've been doing strength training for years now. I can get away with eating a lot more food and my weight naturally stays stable. The reason number 2 that your diet is failing over the age of 40 is hormonal shifts. From your late 30s onwards, your estrogen and progesterone levels start to fluctuate a lot more. And it doesn't just affect your menstrual cycle. It affects where your fat is stored. Because your estrogen levels are dropping so dramatically, what happens is your estrogen starts to store in your belly. And that is why a lot of people over the age of 40 start to notice their bellies getting a lot bigger, because this is where the estrogen is getting stored. Your estrogen levels are actually working to store more fat in your body because it's worried that your body is going to run out of estrogen. So it's actually trying to store more estrogen, which is leading to more weight gain in your belly because that's where the estrogen is being stored. And because your body's actually trying to gain weight, and because your body's worried about these fluctuating hormone levels, it's actually sending you more hunger signals. So although you feel like you might be eating the same amount, you might be eating slightly more because you might be hungrier than you were before. And don't even get me started with the menopause. Perimenopausal symptoms can be an absolute nightmare for a lot of women. This can cause so much stress. Cortisol is a stress hormone, is raised in your body, and that can lead to even more fat being stored around your belly, even if your calories are the same. So a lot of women over 40 say, I'm doing everything right, but the fat just won't budge. This is not a willpower problem. If you feel like you are doing everything right, you've got enough willpower. So stop saying you haven't got enough willpower. You have. It's a problem of biology. And here's a third reason why diets might not be working for you over the age of 40. Now, a lot of people say that they're doing everything the same. And this can be the main problem. If you're doing everything the same, maybe you should be doing something differently because your body has changed, but you haven't changed your diet accordingly. So one of the biggest problems is, did you know that when you get into your 40s, you actually need to eat less calories? You might think, oh, I'm just eating the same number of calories, but you actually need less. Some sources say that you might actually need 200 to 400 calories less per day. And that is a massive amount of food. That's like a whole meal if we're talking about 400 calories, or that's like 2 really big snacks. So if you're eating the same and you're gaining weight, it might be that you're eating too many calories. And if you want to know how many calories you should be eating at your age, I have a free guide that you can download, and you can look at the row in the table, scan down your age, and it'll tell you exactly how many calories you need to eat per level of exercise that you do every single day. So go and download that now. There's a link below. So what can we do to fix these problems? What can we do to avoid continuing to gain weight in our 40s and beyond? So here is strategy number 1. You need to increase your metabolism. So what you need to do is you need to do some strength training. Make sure you get cleared by the doctor. Make sure that you're well enough to do it. It doesn't need to be crazy. It doesn't need to be extreme. You should start off light. Start off with something that you can do and gradually progress. Don't go all crazy lifting some big heavy weights that you can't lift. Start with just body weight exercises and then progress from there. I do like to go to the gym because it helps to keep a routine for me, and I keep focused on what I'm supposed to do while I'm in the gym. I also really like the machines because I can progressively, very quickly change the weight as I get stronger and stronger, or sometimes weaker and weaker. It depends on the stage of your cycle, because sometimes you can feel weaker at certain stages of your cycle. So I can very quickly adjust the weight up and down by using the machines. A lot of women don't feel comfortable in the gym, but there's so many more women in the gym now, and just have the attitude, I have every right to be here. Ask the staff for an induction, learn how to use the equipment. Once you know how to use it, then you can feel confident. Put your headphones in, ignore everybody else, and just get on with it. Don't care what everyone else thinks of you, because this is your place. The gym is the place for you. It's not just a place for men. But if you really don't feel comfortable, start off by going onto YouTube and type in body weight workout, resistance training workout with body at home, and follow that for a couple of months until you build up a little bit of strength, a little bit of confidence. I only go to the gym 2 or 3 times per week for about half an hour, 30 to 40 minutes tops. I do about 30 minutes of resistance training 2 to 3 times per week, and that is it. It fits in very, very nicely into my very busy lifestyle. I just go in the morning, I get up early, I go in the morning, it's done, it's dusted, it's out of the way then, and then I don't have an excuse for not going, because I know I probably won't go in the evening, but I'm much more likely to go in the morning, so I do that. When over the pandemic, I just got some weights and I got some resistance bands and I just trained at home. So that's your solution number 1. Solution number 2, hormones. Due to our unhealthy lifestyles that a lot of us have been told to lead from the age of birth up until the age of 40, when we're starting to learn better now, a lot of us have hormonal problems. I know that I personally did have hormonal problems. I had undiagnosed celiac disease until I was 40 years old, and this created havoc in my body. My estrogen levels were always low whenever I got them tested. So I personally made the decision, the very, very difficult decision, to go on HRT. It took me a very long time to finally accept that I did need it, because despite my extremely healthy diet, my extremely healthy lifestyle, my hormone levels were the things that were letting my health down. We're now finally realizing that the studies that were done that gave you all of these crazy warnings about HRT, they were not founded on proper science, and they don't apply to us now. So I encourage you to go and do a lot of research into HRT, because it can make a massive difference. But what I've personally noticed, because I've been on HRT now for a couple of years, what I've personally noticed is during those couple of years, when my diet is very, very healthy, the HRT does its job and it makes me feel amazing. I feel like 20 again. I feel like I'm better than I was at 20 years old. But when I have had periods of very, very unhealthy living, like over Christmas last year, I decided to have an alcoholic drink, like 1 or 2 alcoholic drinks every single day for probably a couple of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, and junk food as well, chocolates every single evening. I was getting into the Christmas spirit, and I totally went away from my healthy principles, and I noticed a massive decline in my health. I just felt dreadful. I felt like I was about 80 years old. And that was despite taking HRT. So it's not a cure-all. It can't be taken just on its own. So I recommend the combination of thinking about HRT, because it might not be right for you. Some people are completely against it, and that's totally your choice. But also combined or a standalone healthy diet. Healthy diet means a massive amount of nutrients. It means basing your meals around fruit, veg, and lean proteins, and everything else is just a small percentage of your diet. No more than 20% should be grains, refined sugars, treats, chocolates, sweeties, ice cream, desserts, that kind of thing. Everything else should be a fruit, a vegetable, or a lean protein. And that is how to balance your hormones. Even if you don't take HRT, you will notice a massive difference if you just start eating like that. Eat foods that you like within the fruit, veg, and the lean protein. Choose exactly what you want to eat, but eat an abundance of those and stick to your calorie budget. And those combined with your calorie budget will help you to get your weight on track, finally start losing weight in your 40s. This is exactly how to do it. It's not impossible to lose weight in your 40s. You can do it. And I've got something that can really help you. Now that you know the principles of how to start losing weight in your 40s, I'm going to give you something that's going to help to save you a lot of time on your weight loss journey. I'm a busy mum myself. I'm working full time. I've got 2 kids to look after. I've got businesses to run. I want to keep healthy. I want to have fun. I want to spend my weekends having fun. And despite all this, it's really important for me to keep my weight in check, to keep at my ideal weight, and to stay healthy, because I wouldn't be able to do everything that I currently do and have fun in the process unless I was healthy and had a lean body. So what I've created for you is all of the resources that I have used to save me time in the process in my weight loss journey. And this is called the Busy Mom's Weight Loss Planner. And this is a complete set of guides and trackers and printables and templates that will make your weight loss journey so much easier. Inside this planner, you are going to find weight loss trackers so you can see real progress and not just scale numbers. Meal planners to help you prep balanced meals quickly. Workout and habit trackers so you can stay consistent even on busy days. Reflection journals to stay motivated and keep your mindset strong. Shopping lists, recipe cards, snack ideas to take the guesswork out of healthy eating. And my favourite, the weight loss reward tracker so you can celebrate milestones along the way. These templates are exactly what I use myself and what I've given to thousands of women who have used them to stay on track when life gets crazy. If you're ready to finally lose weight in your 40s and do it the easy way, click the link below to get your Busy Mum weight loss planner and lifestyle kit and start using a system that actually fits your life. And the price is very, very low at the moment. I can't tell you the exact price because it's sold on Etsy and they add on tax for some people, not tax for other people, and it depends what your currency conversion is, but it is a very low price. So no matter what country you live in, I'm sure you will agree that the price is very, very low for everything that you get in this massive bundle. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you're struggling with the most in your 40s and I will create a video for you. I read and respond to every comment. And while you're there, go and check out my last video, which is called What Nobody Tells You About Weight Loss and Avoid My Mistakes. And I'm going to share the biggest lessons I've learned from 20 years of yo-yo dieting and how to avoid the traps that keep most women stuck. Click the link below and check that out, and I'll see you over there.